Welcome to Capital City News, your source for staying informed and engaged with Salt Lake City government. I'm your host, Brian Young with Salt Lake City TV. It's the end of 2022, and as we do every year, we're going to take a look back at all of the biggest happenings in Salt Lake City over the last year. So take a look.
Homelessness, housing availability, and housing affordability were one of the top things on the mind of the elected officials in Salt Lake City. Starting in January, Mayor Erin Mendenhall joined other state and local leaders to discuss innovative ways we can work together to provide housing solutions. That work continued throughout the year, where the city included historic amounts of money in its budget to address issues of homelessness and housing affordability. There were listening sessions from the public about new affordable housing zoning overlays, groundbreakings for new affordable housing units, and grand reopenings for units the city put money to help remodel. Additionally, Salt Lake City engaged in Thriving in Place. This effort and plan addresses the significant displacement happening in our communities. The actions this plan brings protect tenants from displacement, preserves affordable housing that we have, and produces more affordable housing. This is one aspect of how Salt Lake City is building a more equitable city where we can all thrive. Across every city department, equity was a top priority in 2022. Salt Lake City also announced the return of Outdoor Retailer, a show that brings millions of dollars of investment and spending into the capital city. They left after feeling like Utah was not going to uphold the values of environmental preservation, but city leaders were able to show their commitment to these issues. Starting in January of 2023, the show will return to its home here in Salt Lake City. The Salt Lake City Arts Council completed installation of the Out of the Blue whale sculpture by artist Stephen Kessler in the city's 900 South intersection in spring of 2022. Voted as the best piece of public art by City Weekly, this work of art has really made a splash in the SLC community. So thank you to everyone that has already made this a beloved, iconic part of our capital city. In May, after the Supreme Court overturned the constitutional protections for abortion, a person's right to bodily autonomy, the mayor, members of the city council, and other community leaders descended onto the state capitol in protest and solidarity for the people across Utah and across the nation grieving this decision. In a move to better help the residents of Salt Lake City, an unprecedented number of social workers were hired both for the police and fire departments. These social workers will help folks experiencing homelessness and other personal crises get the help they need instead of criminalizing them. That's the same spirit that helped launch Salt Lake City's new Park Ranger program this year. These park rangers help patrol our parks citywide and keep them safe and beautiful for everyone. 2022 was a banner year for improved, more accessible transit. Earlier in the year, Free Fare February marked a first-of-its-kind month-long free fare transit pilot in Salt Lake City and beyond. Additionally, Salt Lake City, working with UTA, continued to work to improve bus stops. More than 189 bus stops have been improved, and you can now find these fully accessible stops on routes 1, 9, 21, 205, and 217. Then in July, a brand new UTA track station was opened in Salt Lake City at 600 South and Main Street. This station is the first new station in Salt Lake City since the airport line opened, and it will serve residents in a fast-growing part of downtown, making them less reliant on cars and helping clean our valley's air. Another year of transportation and street reconstruction projects made progress, largely thanks to the city's 2018 voter-approved Funding Our Future bond. The biggest street projects included 900 South, 300 West, and 200 South. All these major projects are anticipated to be complete by the end of 2023, and they all include improvements in terms of active transportation, like transit, walking, and bicycling. In another bid to help improve air quality, Salt Lake City once again planted more than 1,000 new trees, which beautify our city and make it a cleaner, safer, more attractive place to live, work, and play. In November, voters in Salt Lake City overwhelmingly approved the $85 million bond for parks, trails, and open spaces, which will allow Salt Lake City to improve access to green spaces for residents across the city and create a new regional park in place of the old Raging Waters site on the west side that we can all be proud of. That work is all set to start moving next year.
So that's a wrap on another year of Capital City News. Thanks for watching and staying informed and engaged. So have a happy holiday season however you choose to celebrate, and we'll see you next year.